Hello Commanders, Commander Plater here and welcome to another Elite Dangerous video. Today we've had some more answers brought to us by Frontier regarding Elite Dangerous Odyssey, and in particular they are focusing on the First Footfall system that's coming, where we can eventually get out of our ships and set foot on planets. Today is also going to be a slightly different formatted video where basically I take a look at the questions and their answers and give my little bits of input as we go. Unscripted, raw reactions. Figured we'd give this one a go to see how it fits in with the normal theme of the videos. But, moving on to the first question. Will I be able to disembark on every planet I can land on? The answer is, Odyssey will allow players for the first time to disembark their ships and SRVs and explore the galaxy on foot. The ability to disembark, however, will be subject to the survivability of the environment, with temperature and gravity both playing a part in the length of time you can survive. In extreme conditions, the ability to disembark will be blocked completely. So basically, 9G planets are going to be pretty much out of the question. Who needs to be squished as a pancake as soon as you get out of your ship? Something else to consider here is, are temperatures going to be a consideration? Bearing in mind we have spacesuits now that can protect us from complete absolute zero, surely 1,300 years in the future we would do as well. But I guess we'll have to wait and see which planets we can, and I'm sure there will be an award given to the most extreme planet that you can actually land on and get out and walk around. Question 2 is a First Footfall available to be claimed for every planet? The answer is, the galaxy of Elite Dangerous isn't new. The year is 3307 and humans have been exploring space for more than 1,300 years. Planets and moons in human-occupied systems, along with particular bodies of historical significance, will have First Footfall already claimed. Now, the interesting thing here is that I was able to pick up the first mapped tags when it came to our home system Hilla, and that is an occupied system by humans, so will that be available for us to get the First Footfall tag? I don't actually know, bearing in mind there are also settlements on planet surfaces. I'm going to be going for it though, that's for sure, but this does add some interesting questions of exactly which ones will be and which ones won't be, because some planets and some systems come up as undiscovered even though they have people in already, so that's a bit of a weird one, but we'll see how that goes again. Question 3 is, how does Odyssey affect the number of landable planets in game? The answer is, and this is quite an interesting answer, the number of planets that will be landable for the first time in Odyssey will be in the billions, but to give you a more tangible reference point, based on regions we've tested so far, Odyssey will have around 20% more landable planets than the base game. This is great. Of course, we've got billions of planets to land on, and 20% more of billions is still in that range of billions, and we still haven't landed on even 0.05% of those billions. So I don't really know if we need more planets to land on particularly, but we will see how it goes, and hopefully it'll be worth it, and there'll be stuff on those planets that we can look at. Raxxla, maybe? I don't know. Let's go see what happens. If I join after launch, will I still be able to experience First Footfall? Elite Dangerous is a huge and expansive galaxy containing more than 400 billion star systems. To date, our players have traversed just 2.3 million of these systems, which equates to 0.05%. In the same way that new commanders continue to join the world of Elite and make their own personal discoveries, we have no doubt that commanders will have the opportunity to experience their own discoveries for many years to come. Of course, in this it doesn't mention anything to do with the fact that PC are getting it a whole season before console players, and all of the planets that people may necessarily want to get their names on, which are like the big ticket items, they're going to be set behind and they're not going to be able to get them, which I think is a bit naff still, and I've said this before, and I am all about equality when it comes to gaming, especially when it comes to things like achievements that are one-offs. Really, really not a fan that that's happening. So please change your minds, Frontier. Please, it'd be really good if you did. Question 5 is, how will I see if I have achieved First Footfall? Your achievement will be displayed alongside the names of those who first discovered and landed upon the planet, which you can find in the system map. So that's cool, that makes sense, same way that we do already using the existing mechanic. I don't see any other way that we'd be able to do that. It would be, well, I mean, that said, it'd be pretty cool if you had this strange point of interest that you could go land on as a little plaque with your footsteps on, but that's a lot of work, and I would never expect that to happen. That's just total kind of in a perfect world with unlimited resources, and I didn't have other stuff that I wanted to actually be used and put in place instead. Beforehand, yeah, that. So moving on to question number 6. Is there a limit to the number of places I can get feet first on in a set amount of time? Frontier has said they won't be imposing any limits here, but will be naturally limited by the speed at which you can travel between planets. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. It's a bit like first discovery tags. One thing they haven't actually said is when you hand your exploration data in, is that when the first footfall tag gets assigned to you, or do you just have to land there and have a wander around first of all? So I guess, again, that's another wait and see, and we don't know yet. We will soon find out though, because we are not too far away from spring. Number 7 is, can First Footfall achievements be disputed? I'm unsure why someone would ask this question, because if they beat you to the punch, they beat you to the punch. I think it's kind of taken on the chin there, but the answer is, in the same way they monitor the firsts in live game today, their anti-cheat team will be monitoring the system and will not hesitate to revoke First Footfall if attained by illegitimate means. So I'm going to assume, I mean, there are some cheat programs out there, we've discussed them before, that allows people to jump quicker and miss loading times and animations, and therefore kind of get away with things they shouldn't be able to and do things faster. So hopefully these people don't get any tags whatsoever, because they shouldn't, because they're cheaters. Anyway, moving on, question number 8. Are there new discoveries, wrecks, etc. that I can get the First Footfall for? First Footfall is being recognised and recorded at a planetary level and not for individual points of interest. That makes perfect sense to me. If you want to get the discovery and say you're the one that found it, whack it on Reddit. That way you can say you are the first person. That's going to be my piece of advice there, I'd say. So, moving on to question number 9. If I change my name, will the First Footfall change with it? And the answer is, similarly to records of other achievements, First Footfall is treated as a historical record and will be recorded with the commander's name at time of exploration. This will not change with any name changes. That's interesting, I didn't actually know that. I've got an alt account that I use, and for a while his name was essentially just a keyboard smash because I was trying to hide the name, and he's got some discoveries out there, some first discoveries, which are never gonna be memorable to anyone, which is a bit of a shame, even though I've changed the name. Question 10 is, what happens if 2 people land first at the same time? Bear in mind, we're talking about Multicrew here, and that's what will be happening. In the same way that Buzz Aldrin made way for Neil Armstrong to be the first man on the moon, the control to disembark is for an individual commander, and there will always be someone first down the ladder. This accolade will not be shared between commanders. So that means that if you're landing on a planet in physical multi-crew with other people, there is going to be a mad rush to get down the ladder. So I guess good luck and see whoever hits the button first and hope for the best. Now also, it does say the first down the ladder, and this does again get us thinking about that transition from ship to ground and how that's going to work. Because so far we've kind of been told it's going to be a fade to black and then you're there. So are you going to be at the top of the ladder or the bottom of the ladder? Because once again, I don't remember Neil Armstrong teleporting to the bottom of the Moonlander stairs. I remember him getting out of them and bouncing around and saying stuff. So I'm hoping that we do actually get our moment, and we'll go from there. But right, that's it, Commanders. Only 10 questions answered this week. Hopefully you found my little bit of input interesting, and we will look forward to see what questions we get answered next week. And so I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. Please make sure that you do like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you get an alert every time I put a new video out. Also, whilst you're there, if you are looking to support the channel, please check out the links in the video description, as there are a couple of different ways to do so, including ordering Odyssey if you haven't already. Use my affiliate link and it helps me out a bit. But once again, thank you for watching. Commander Plater, out.